Coach Dixon getting a look at some guys that come in off the bench usually.
Jalen Cone, when he averaged 36 as a sophomore and 26 as a junior in high school.
Upset and sent the #1 seed home with just 2 days ago.
On the turnaround.
Cal playing for the last shot. Tough shot on the move.
I would say my dad played basketball growing up his whole life, played in college at University of North Carolina, Greensboro. And then my 2 older brothers as well, they both played basketball, so I always looked up to them. So I guess when the time came that I could pick up a basketball, it was just natural. Walkertown, man, very small town, super small. When I first lived there and started going to high school there, had like 4,300 people. It's growing, so we got more, but small town, some good Southern folk, and great people, nice people. I faced a lot of obstacles, but I know the biggest obstacle now that everyone knows is just my size. I mean, I'm not the tallest, but therefore it allowed me to grow and be great in other areas. I think every other area that other guys lack that may be 6'5" or 7 foot or 6'2", whatever their height may be, that the things they lack, I don't lack, because I always had to be close to perfect. And I just had to sharpen those tools, and even beside the like talent point and skill set, just like my mindset, the way I did things, the way I have to think outside of the box just to be great and succeed. The Virginia Tech's in the ACC. Always dreamed of playing in the ACC growing up, being from North Carolina. But I had a great opportunity there. Buzz Williams recruited me there, but ended up getting a Texas A&M job before I arrived, and I decided to commit to Mike Young. And they had a young roster, a new roster, and I just saw opportunity to be able to go make an impact immediately. And I was able to. Freshman year, led the country in three-point shooting percentage. Started out a little rough, faced some obstacles there too, like beginning of the season I had games I didn't play, games I only played 30 seconds, and then an opportunity came in conference play at Syracuse, and I showed up and showed out, and the rest is history. Northern Arizona, small school in Flagstaff, Arizona. Really, that transition came with a lot of connects and people I knew at Northern Arizona, and people who they knew people who was in my corner, and just found a great opportunity there while I was at Virginia Tech. I got stuck in a small role, and some people doubted if I was still the same Jalen Cone that they saw in high school. So being able to go to that mid-major and show like I'm still the same person, but just even better. And man, I love Flagstaff, man. That's a second home to me. Phenomenal people. Met a lot of great people there, built a lot of relationships. A lot of my best friends and people I consider family I met there in Flagstaff. So NAU was everything to me, and I love it there. Truthfully, I did not want to leave Northern Arizona. I had a lot of friends there and people that were like family. Built a lot of connections there, and it was like a home to me. But I just knew that like my goals and dreams that I had of playing in the NBA, it required some sacrifice, and I had to leave because I needed to be on a bigger stage and be able to play in front of more NBA scouts, play against more NBA prospects, and that's where that decision came into play, the hard decision. Even cried talking to the head coach, Coach Bakar, like, Coach, like, I don't want to do this, but I have to transfer. And it was a tough decision, but it was needed to get to where I want to get to in life and achieve my dreams and goals. So I knew I had to get to the highest level of college basketball. And Mark Madsen, actually the head coach at Cal, won 2 NBA finals with Kobe and Shaq, played in the NBA for a very long time and had a great career, All-American at Stanford, first-round draft pick, and he was actually at a mid-major called Utah Valley, and we played them Northern Arizona. They double-teamed me, boxed and won me, and I still went for 30. They couldn't stop me, and I was the smallest dude on the court. And so when he got the Cal job, he was like, I have to have you. I have to take you with me. So, and then especially just knowing who he was, knowing his style of play was a NBA style of offense that would prepare me for the next level. And then also with his NBA connects, having him in my corner, and the opportunity they were providing me with at Cal, it was just hard to turn down. A lot of moments did, because now that I was back in that big role, like I still had a huge role at Cal, and now at the Power 5 level, I got to prove to everybody that I belong and I can compete there. And one of those big moments for me was when we played USC. They came to our place, Bronny James, Boogie Ellis, Isaiah Collier, and LeBron walks in the building. My first time seeing LeBron in person, and it was cool to see, in my opinion, the greatest player in basketball sitting there courtside watching the game, and the gym was packed, sold out crowd, like 12,000 people there, and it was a fun atmosphere. And primetime TV, and I showed up. I scored the ball well. I defended well. I distribute the ball well, and got guys open shots. And just at the biggest stage in one of the biggest games of my college career, I was able to be efficient and be productive and play great and help my team get the win. But the past year at Cal was phenomenal. I got to be in a role that realistically would suit me for the NBA. We had guys. We had Jalen Tyson, Fardal Zamix, two high-level guys. So they kind of got to get most of the shots and do what they were at Cal to do, and I was able to play more of a defensive role, play more of a shot maker role, play more of a distributing role, and it was good that I got to show that, hey, I can play that role, because truthfully, just at the next level, if I want to make it to the NBA, being a smaller guard, I have to be able to defend, create for others, and knock down open shots. So I got to show that I can play alongside other NBA caliber players and play my role. Whew. Man, that's tough. I had so many great moments. It's hard to just pinpoint one. So, I'll give you one from each school. Of course, Virginia Tech, my breakout game, like the game before against UVA, I want to say I played like 30 seconds. Games before that, I barely played or didn't play at all. And then we're in conference play, and we're at Syracuse in the Carrier Dome, and team starts going down a bunch in the second half, and it looks like the game's coming to an end and guys aren't playing well. So coach was like, Jalen, get in there. And I went in and didn't come back out for the rest of the game, and brought us back from a 20-point deficit, shot the lights out of the ball. I just couldn't miss. And I was knocking down shots, and Syracuse is known for having big guys, long defenders, so being my size and being able to score over all these defenders and help bring my team back to a win, and that was kind of like my breakout game. From that point on, I was playing 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then I ended up getting in the starting rotation and starting versus schools like North Carolina and Duke University. So that was like my breakout game, and that was like a milestone for me in my college career. And then I want to say NAU. Man, I had so many great memories with NAU, but I would definitely say my 45-point game. That was my first 40 ball of college, and in high school I was always throwing up 40s and 50s everywhere. But just to show people that, hey, I can fill it up at the Division I level was definitely a milestone. But so many great memories at NAU, but the best one besides that, I'll say our conference tournament. We beat the #1 seeded team, Eastern Washington. They were on a tear, won like 17 games straight in conference play, and we played them second round. We were like bottom of the conference, and we played them second round conference tournament. Supposed to lose that game and go home in the season, but we ended up winning that game, ended up beating them on the last second three from my little freshie Oakland Fort. He hit a three, and I trusted him with a shot. I was able to get the pass to him, and he knocked it down. And that locker room afterwards was emotional, hugging, crying, because we knew now that we just beat number one, like we knew like we're about to win this thing and no one can stop us because everybody else in front of us we can beat. So that was a great milestone. And I would say at Cal, the milestone was the USC game versus high caliber guys like Isaiah Collier, Boogie Ellis, and Dennis Rodman's son, and Bronny James. And like I said, I played a phenomenal, complete, all-around game in front of a lot of big-time people and showed like, hey, I can play my role and I can be efficient. And there's so many people I owe a shout-out to, owe a thank you to. A lot of people I owe a beer or two to, but I've had so many people in my life play a crucial role to get me to here, and they all know who they are. So if anything, I'll give a shout out to everybody who believed in me. Like even the people that I don't really talk much to, the people that believed in me and had faith in me and was always there cheering me on, and genuinely meant it. Like just shout out to all the people that believed in me, and then definitely got to give a shout out to my parents and my immediate family, my grandma, my two older brothers, little sister. They've been holding it down, and they've been holding me down for my whole life, really. But especially from like that high school time to now, I wouldn't be here without any of them. I wouldn't be able to play here or play the game of basketball, play the game I love without them. So major shout out to them. I fell in love with country music when I was in high school, being from North Carolina, a little Walker town. Country music is like the thing there. So, but then I got to college, and I've always been musically gifted. My family, I come from a musical family. My little sister sings now. She's been on The Voice and other places. My older brother Madison, who played football at Wisconsin, he can sing. My oldest brother Drew can play the drums. My mom sings. Like, I just come from a very musical family, and I always played the drums, played the piano, but I feel like what really got me into it was my first year at NAU, my junior year. That's when I was like, you know what, let me pick up a guitar. And my buddy Diego taught me how to play acoustic guitar, and that's like the main instrument for country music. So then I started, before then I wasn't really singing that much, but then I started singing, and then I always loved writing stories and writing poems my whole life. So when I would just be messing with the guitar and stuff, putting some chords together, lyrics just came to me easily, and I just write songs. And I have a bunch of songs in my phone that's written. Haven't recorded any of them, but plan to soon. But yeah, that's just how I got into country music. And I would really say Luke Combs too is my favorite country artist. So from North Carolina legend, but I definitely say he's the reason I wanted to pick up a guitar in the first place, and the reason I wanted to start writing music. My favorite country song in general, I would probably say I Wish Grandpa's Never Died by Riley Green. Phenomenal song. For Luke Combs, one of my favorite songs by him, probably my favorite, Be One Number Away, or Must Have Never Met You by him. And then right now, my favorite songs I'm kind of listening to is Wind Up Missing You by Tucker Wheatmore, and probably Lies, Lies, Lies by Morgan Wallen. Some great songs. There's a bunch of great songs. I have so many favorite I'm just playing every day, but those are kind of some notable ones. I definitely, I mean, even while I'm playing basketball, like I said, I want to record songs and put some stuff out. And even if I'm not the artist, I would love to write songs. I'm friends with a lot of different country artists or some are big time, some are on the come up, and I would love to just write songs for them and write songs for other country artists. So I would say my future, of course, playing in the NBA, being a player on a winning team, a championship team, playing a role, being that guy that's a fan favorite, the little guy going out there getting dunks, knocking down threes, getting steals, just being an elite defender, taking on the challenge of guarding whoever the best player is. And that's just basketball-wise, but even just life, like I see myself just being a great and loving husband, being a great dad to a bunch of kids, writing songs during my free time. I love to be a business owner of some sort, own some restaurants, do some things like that, do some real estate, be be a God-fearing man first, then a husband and a dad second, and basketball player follow that. But yeah, that's really just how I see my future. Just being that guy, being a loving guy that my kids, future wife, my family, everybody looks up to and admires. That's really how I see my future. The next step for basketball, man, really is just continue what I'm doing now, grinding every day, staying patient, just waiting for God to open the right door. A lot of doors has been closed, a lot of opportunities have been shut off, but I can easily get frustrated, and it has been a tough process. It's been hard emotionally and mentally, but at the end of the day, I just have to remember that God has a plan, and He's going to open certain doors and He's going to close certain doors. So just keeping the faith and staying positive and staying ready, knowing that God is going to open the perfect door, the door that's meant for me, and just staying ready for that.